NintendoLand. It's the Wii Sports of the Wii U. It seemed like it was just gonna be, a simple little game showcasing the Wii U's abilities. Personally, when they released it, when they announced it, I wasn't looking forward to it. Probably had to do with the fact that they announced it right after Pikmin 3. Yeah, that's probably the reason. Anyways, so it came with the better Wii U, the black one, because black is better. Reverse racism. Let's start doing that now, I don't know, the pink one should have been the best. That's what I think. Pink. Super color. But yeah, I was just playing this game on my Wii U. I got my new Wii U. I come home, it's like, this game is Scribblenauts Unlimited. I'll play Scribblenauts Unlimited later. Who cares about that shit? I was sitting here, my Wii U. I was playing it, and I'm like, This game is fun. This game is really freaking fun. It's good. I don't know what to say, but it is good. It is a fun game. I like it. I'm not playing anything, if you can tell. But yeah, I mean, the games, it's fun. There's multiplayer is fun. The single player is fun. Everything about it is fun. I like it a lot. So the game, it consists of 12 attractions. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. You can count. I don't need to. Unless, of course, you can't count, in which case, I don't know, 12. Just think about it, 12. This is a number more than 11, 13. So, basically these 12 attractions, they're based off of some of Nintendo's franchises, although somehow Kirby didn't get a game, and yet Mario got 2. Explain that to me, Nintendo, because I don't understand. But either way, all these games that they put into this, they're fun. And they're good. And you know what? All of them are actually... none of them are okay. All of the games are fun. I enjoyed all of them. And so, I'm going to make a top 12 list about them. Because there's 12 of them, and I'm going to make a top 12. I'm going to rate them. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to say right now, you guys are probably going to hate this list. You're going to hate me. Because my opinion is different from yours. But you know what? That's okay. Because I'm making the video so your opinion doesn't matter. But seriously, if you disagree with me, just leave me a comment, drop by, and say, hey, you suck. Metroid Blast is obviously in 12th place because that game is awful. And I'll say, okay, alright, well, this is your opinion, you're entitled to it, I'm entitled to mine, I think you're wrong, but hey, I like Metroid Blast, I think it's good. So, do that, leave me a comment, please. I need more of those. I don't get enough of those. Please, make me feel good. Make me feel good on the inside. Please. Make me feel good on the outside and the inside, everywhere. Maybe, somewhere, over there, too. Make me feel good over there. In my closet. So basically, each game, not each game, but most of the games, they have, extra modes, like Pikmin Battle Olimar versus the Fat Pikmin. I don't know, it makes no sense to me, personally. But, hey, different strokes for different folks. But I'm more interested in the main game. So I'm going to go over those, and I'm going to rate them, 1 to 12, 12 to 1, whichever way you prefer. I'm going to do that. And, yeah, these are games that I personally had the most fun with. So, I'd like to welcome you to NintendoLand's Top 12 Attractions, and by top 12 I mean only 12. Let's get to it, shall we?
Number 12. Yoshi's Fruit Cart. A lot of people seem to like this game, so putting it in the last place may not be the smartest idea, and frankly, I could be completely wrong about this. I mean, it's by no means a bad game, but compared to the other 12 attractions, I just didn't feel like I wanted to spend my time with this one. The goal of the game is to eat all the fruit and then get to the door, which you can do by drawing a path on your gamepad, which the Yoshi then follows. The catch? You can only see the fruit on the screen. This leads to several interesting scenarios by using reference points in the background to figure out your path, but otherwise there isn't much to this game. There are a few monkey wrenches thrown in, such as holes and numbered fruit that you have to eat in order But besides that, nothing about this game seemed groundbreaking to me, and it just seemed like the same thing every level. And in terms of levels, there are 50 of them, by the way. That's a lot of gameplay, especially without any real checkpoints. If you can get through them all, I commend you. I personally didn't have the patience. I can see how it would be addicting, but I don't see myself putting too much time into this one, especially compared with some of the other attractions. Number 11. Captain Falcon's Twister Race. This one. I wasn't sure whether this was better or worse than Yoshi's Fruit Cart for quite a while, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this game, my expectations were high. So much can be done with the gamepad when it comes to high-speed racing. And those jumps looked awesome! This was one of the first games I tried out, but when I did, it did not meet my expectations. Just like Fruit Cart, this game seemed to be like the same thing every level. Also, when it comes to kart controlling, I don't know why they decided to do with it what they did. I mean, there were so many possibilities. The way Fruit Cart did it, using, I don't know, some sort of lever to pump gas while steering, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the way they implemented the steering just seems awkward. In the end though, this beat out Yoshi's game just because I enjoyed it more. The difficulty is based on the game actually being hard, versus just giving up on Fruit Cart because I got bored. There seemed to be more quirks, and it pumped me up more. Number 10. Octopus Dance. This game is actually quite fun. The only reason it gets number 10 on the list is just because the 9 above it are that good. I like this game a lot. For the most part, it's simple memorization. Remember the diver's moves, and then repeat them. A simple concept, one that didn't interest me at first. But it turns out to be really addicting. The music is catchy, the game is fast-paced enough to keep you on your toes, there's a wide variety of moves, even a few obstacles to confuse you. For example, the gamepad shows your Mii from the back and the screen from the front. You can watch whichever screen you want to, which better helps you repeat the moves, but sometimes your instructor will flip you and you need to switch which screen you watch. There's also a mini octopus that will sometimes ink a screen and make you watch the other, which can be disconcerting. There's even a bonus level for beating it twice, and that thing is hard. I don't know, I just feel kinda goofy when I get into this. And that is good. Number 9. Animal Crossing, Sweet Day. Of all the games, this is probably one of the ones I've played the least. With the other multiplayer games being so much better, I just never really took the time to play this one. However, it's far from bad. This game involves some animals running around collecting candies, which they need to get into bowls if you're playing with 2 people, or carrying as much candy as possible without getting caught if you have more friends. The goal of the gamepad player is to control some guards and catch the animals. The more candies the animals hoard, however, the slower they get, meaning they might have to drop some of their booty in a tight spot. Although it is fun, controlling both guards with one controller can be really annoying and disconcerting, and it feels like the animals always have the edge no matter how many people are playing. Maybe I'm not giving this one enough credit, but for a multiplayer, I really didn't like it too much. Although, if you are having problems with the, playing 2 people, playing as 2 guards on 1 person, then you can actually invite a 6th person to play, to use one of the guards. So this makes this the only 6-player game. And I have to give it a little bit of credit for that, but otherwise, no, the other ones are better, in my opinion. Number 8. Takamaru's Ninja Castle. Takamaru? Who the hell is that? According to my good and totally reliable friend Wikipedia, Takamaru's Ninja Castle is apparently based on the 1986 Family Computer Disk System game Nazo no Murasame Jo. Wait, what? Am I the only person who has never heard of this game? And how is it that this got a place in Nintendo Land but Kirby didn't? It just doesn't feel right. Either way though, Ninja Castle does something right because I keep coming back to it. The simplicity is, well, simple? Yeah, I'm no lexicographer, but I can't think of a better word to describe it. Overall though, the game isn't anything new. Point the gamepad sideways, hold it in shuriken type fashion, and slide your finger or your stylus across the pad to throw ninja stars. It's simple, but it's far from easy. Some of the later levels get really tough, throwing tons of stuff at you at once. I mean that quite literally. And just to keep the game interesting, several scrolls are thrown in as well, allowing you to draw things on the pad for different purposes. One gives you clay bombs instead of ninja stars, one slows down time, and a third lets you throw 3 stars at once. Although I seem to be the only one who gets enjoyment out of this game, I really like it and would gladly spend a lot of time actually getting to the end. Number 7. Mario Chase. Mario Chase, the black sheep of the bunch. Black sheep can be a little misleading though. What I mean is, I'm not sure if this game is subpar or amazing. It seems to be both sometimes. The premise is painfully obvious. Chase a dude around a map and try to catch him. If you're playing with the gamepad, you are Mario running away from the Toads, and you are given a map of the area with everyone's positions. The Toads are not so lucky, who need to catch Mario without a map. If you aren't playing with enough people, some robotic Yoshi cards help the Toad side by chasing Mario and stunning him if he gets hit by their tongues. I really don't know what to say about this game. Sometimes I come away from it, and I feel like I just had the best time ever. Other times it just feels lackluster. I'm not sure what's up with this game, maybe it's who you played with. You got me! All in all, newcomers to the Wii U seem to like this game a lot, so I suggest starting with it. Sometimes, less is more. Number 6. Donkey Kong's Crash Course. Donkey Kong's Crash Course. Oh, what fun I had with this one. No, I said fun. Shut up! Stamp! No, show the fun part! The fun part! Ah! This game is probably the hardest of the bunch, although Octopus Dance could claim that title as well. Basically, a glorified obstacle course, this attraction has you tilting, pressing, and blowing the gamepad. No, that doesn't sound right. This attraction has you gripping your gamepad with your sweaty hands to avoid a messy death. No, still not there. This attraction has you controlling a cute little car down a long array of beams and poles to kill a chalk monkey. Yeah, that seems about right. This game is great, really, it is. Once you get the hang of it, you really just want to go all the way, even if you keep dying at the very end. But it's still fun and addicting. One thing I really like is how well it makes you feel the car's fragility, as if almost anything will break your car into cute little pieces. It makes you really careful. The one issue I have with this game is the way the levels are arranged. I've beaten the first level several times, but I always end up losing on the second one. The problem is, the way you beat the game is by experimenting to see which path is the most beneficial for your car. Now, if there were a level select screen, I'd be all smiles. But there isn't. Every time you screw up and game over, you have to play from the beginning of level 1 again, and this makes it really annoying to get anywhere in the future levels, which I would have liked to see more of. Number 5. The Legend of Zelda Battle Quest. Battle Quest! Swords! Evil jellies! Arrows! Flying goodie bags! Fucking brats! Zelda Battle Quest is one of the 3 adventure games, and frankly, although it is amazing, it's the weakest of the bunch. Now, don't get me wrong, this game is really good. It just isn't as good as the other 2 adventure attractions, in my opinion. Gamepad user gets to be an archer, while Wiimote players get sword action. It's tons of fun, and you go through the levels collecting pieces of the Triforce. Playing with others is great, because you're allowed to screw up and then blame it on the Oreo test. Just remember, kids, if you lose a heart in Battle Quest, just blame the Oreo test. I mean, it even rhymes. With several levels, all from the Zelda franchise, you can kick names and take ass all the way to Ganon. Wait, I said that wrong, didn't I? There are several bosses, including Wizrobes and Ganon, but apparently my friends and I have no teamwork whatsoever, so we didn't reach them. A little advice for all you Wii U owners out there. Beat the adventure games by yourself before playing with friends. They really only make it harder. The reason this is the weakest of the adventure games is the lack of levels or originality. There aren't all that many quirks, and you find yourself going against bosses you've fought over and over, maybe with a helmet or something. Also, each Wiimote needs a Motion Plus accessory, meaning you can't play with as many people if you don't have a lot of those, which I find kinda dumb. Understandable, but dumb. Either way, this game is gorgeous and deserves to be on the upper half of the list. Number 4. Balloon Trip Breeze. Why does this get a place over Battle Quest? Because it's more enjoyable than Battle Quest. When it comes to solely one-player attractions, Balloon Trip Breeze is by far my favorite. The calm music, the feeling of just getting to that next island, the enjoyment of watching those stupid flying chickens being eaten by giant eels. It's perfect. By nature, the one-player games are just not as good as the multiplayer ones because of the party genre of NintendoLand, but really, I'd rather sit here and play this than Sweet Day, to tell the truth. Maybe it's just me, but the point of a game is to have fun, and I feel this delivers it on all fronts. Each trek will introduce a new mechanic, be it stronger enemies or harsh weather conditions, and that balloon chaining just makes the point collecting feel worthwhile. Some islands even have a present that you can deliver to the next one for an extra bonus, and it's the small things like that which give Balloon Trip Breeze the number 4 spot on my list. Number 3. Metroid Blast. Okay, Here comes the rage. Yep. I know. This is considered by a large majority to be the best game in Nintendo Land by far. And I hear you. This game is really immersive, and it's amazing. Frankly, if they made it longer, it could have been a game on its own. Now, everyone has an opinion, and although mine is not the same as the general consensus, this is my list, and I'm going to approach it my way. Granted, this game is great, and I really enjoyed playing through every level and seeing what it had in store for me. In the end, though, I'd get more satisfaction from the other two games above it on this list. I can't explain it, but this game it doesn't give me as much pleasure as the others. I have nothing but praise for this. Each mission is unique, the bosses are well thought out, and both spaceship and armor are awesome ways to play, very different in concept, but both working out. The thing is, though, I like two games more than this one. You probably don't agree with me, and that's cool. I'm probably wrong, but that's just my opinion, and I am entitled to it. Number 2. Pikmin Adventure. Okay, this placement might be a bit of a bias issue, I'll grant you that. Metroid Blast is probably more immersive and a better game than Pikmin Adventure, but damn it, I've been waiting for anything Pikmin related for too long to not hold this in the highest regard. As soon as I got my Wii U, this is the first thing I played. I didn't even care. Unlike the Pikmin series, Pikmin Adventure is much more action-oriented and involves much less strategy than the Pikmin games. That's okay though. The bosses are fun, the levels are colorful, and each mission has a new twist, be it an enemy, resistance, power-up, or terrain type. It's good. In fact, I ended up playing almost all of the Pikmin missions before trying any of the other attractions. The gamepad player controls Olimar, who has red, yellow, and blue Pikmin to chuck at foes. The other players dress up as giant blue, red, yellow, and white Pikmin respectively. They have more power, but they need to engage enemies directly, making them higher-risk allies than Olimar's Pikmin, since you share hearts with the other Miis, while fallen Pikmin respawn after about 10 seconds. A really interesting concept comes in the extra missions, and that's the elemental foes. Some enemies are either fire-based, electric-based, or water-based, and Olimar can change his Pikmin horde to certain colors to combat them. All Pikmin will do damage, but Pikmin of the same element as the beast do bonus damage, while Pikmin of other colors will do less than normal. It's a great concept, and I'm happy they implemented it. Another thing is the accuracy of the gamepad. The Pikmin go exactly where you throw them, meaning that you can get accuracy as to land on enemies' small eyes, and I think that level of immersion is super cool. The Pikmin theme remixes are awesome as well. Number 1. Luigi's Ghost Mansion. Luigi's Ghost Mansion, although not an adventure attraction, is in my opinion the best of the bunch hands down. Unlike Pikmin Adventure though, I didn't give this the number 1 spot through nostalgia goggles, even though Luigi's Mansion was my first console game. Although you need some friends to experience the awesomeness which is Ghost Mansion, the money you have to pay for those people to be your friends is totally worth it. Wait, I'm the only person who has to pay people to be their friend? Well damn, I'm getting the short end of the stick. All jokes aside though, I don't think any other attraction can recreate the level of glee when I finally grab onto Luigi's back and scare the shit out of one of my buds. It's just too good. Unlike the other 2 multiplayer games, this one has 5 levels to choose from, 2 of them secret and only unlocked after 20 games. The game works like this. The ghost looks at the gamepad and tries to catch the hunters while invisible on the TV. The others must try to catch the ghoul with their flashlights until he runs out of health. When the ghost gets too close to them though, the controller rumbles more and more, meaning you have to communicate with your allies in order to catch that pesky spook. Another cool thing is that the developers expected game-breaking strategies for the hunters, so they gave the ghost some extra tricks. Hunters group together, dash at one and drag him away. You might become visible, but it's worth it. Camping in corners, charge your spook meter to create battery-draining vortexes beneath the players. You might be susceptible to hunters, but if you can pull it off, they're gonna have to move fast. That's another thing, battery. This brings strategy into play, and you can't always have the flashlight on. Use it sparingly or you'll run out of power fast. Easy prey for that stalking spirit. You can even bring your friends back to life with enough time, but watch out for your not-so-friendly neighborhood ghosts. Overall, I think this is the best game of the bunch, simply because of the fun and laughs it brings to the party. No other attraction will lead to as many funny stories, and that is the true magic of a party game. Good night, everybody. Good night. Literally. Good night.